Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today is a movie review. Movie reviews are very rare on this channel because it's hard for me to go out to the movies and actually get a review. I usually just go for the comic book ones or like the main sci-fi ones. But today was the first chance I got to see Assassin's Creed, which is one of my favorite video games like of all time. Just playing it and everything, I love the whole idea of the assassins and everything. Okay, now when this trailer came out, this trailer dropped, and I knew from the second it dropped that there was going to be a problem because there's always a problem with movies like this, especially video game movies. They are never perfect because they're made for video games. Their stories are made for video games, not movies. So it's not easy to adapt into a good movie, and this movie kind of just doesn't really change in any way. But when I first saw the trailer, I saw like how they introduced it and how they did it all, and I knew that the number one problem. I'm sorry about these lights, by the way. These things are just too bright, and I need a back one, but there's no wall back here to mount one on, so it's weird. So I'm gonna have to figure something out, maybe like a ring light. But anyway, the number one thing I knew that was going to fail this movie was too much time outside of the Animus. Now, this movie, its story takes place outside the Animus. That's what they were going for. They weren't going for an Assassin's Creed game. It's off-centered. They weren't going for an Assassin's Creed game, like storyline, like a game spends basically 80% of the time, maybe more, inside the Animus playing as the assassin. But this movie revolved its plot around Cal, who was, he was outside of the Animus most of the time. So there's probably like 20, 30 minutes at the most inside the Animus, which is like 30% of, like 33% of the whole entire movie. And that is like nothing compared to what it is in the games. So that was the first problem I saw with it, because when you show me something like Assassin's Creed, and you show me a scene like in the movie, like it was like maybe 15, 20 minutes before we got our first scene inside the Animus. I'm really bad with timing, so that might have been a little longer or a little less. So I don't know. It's like a family trait that nobody knows how to tell time in the family. But it was like 15 or 20 minutes, and then we got an awesome car chase scene, but like with horses. And like, you're gonna show me that, and then you're gonna take me back out and take me back to a dark gray prison. And it's just like, that's where they kind of went wrong. I think if they really wanted to make this an Assassin's Creed movie that people could actually get behind and like, and start turning the tide for video game movies, they should have done more of the Spanish Inquisition time era, because that was like so awesome. I like the assassins. I like the idea. Everybody. That's what sells Assassin's Creed as a game. That's what sells it. People play because they're intrigued by it. We don't want to play as a prisoner in a dark gray prison, or somebody just, like the person that's inside the Animus. We want to play as the people, like the assassins. So it's no different when we go to the movies. We want to see the assassins. We don't want to see the people that are connected to the assassins 500 years in advance. So it's not. That was the main problem I found with it. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't a horrible movie because the assassin parts, the Spanish parts, the Inquisition parts, that just evened it out, because it just really evened out the whole Abstergo and everything. It followed the video games not that well, but really kind of okay. I am not. When I play video games, I don't really have. I mean, they're so long. They take me like, if I played an Assassin's Creed game all the way through, it would take me probably 2 weeks or something, because it takes that long. And I'm really not good at Assassin's Creed, but I just like the idea of it. So I just forget about what happens in those past days, and I just play the game. And it's like laid out for you, so you don't have to remember. It's open world sort of, but it's not. So it did follow the idea of the video games, but it didn't, take place as if it wasn't based off of a video game. And that's kind of expected. I wouldn't expect them to do like an Assassin's Creed Syndicate movie, which is kind of weird. Like, even if they did that, like cast, real life actors, and just like kind of did it in live action, like that's kind of like, who would want that? Because we all played the game already. So like, I don't know. And like I said earlier, Assassin's Creed is meant to be a video game title, and the villains in Assassin's Creed are meant to be played over a long period of time, so you get to know them, and you get to know their like why they're doing it and everything. Like you understand the story more. And this villain in the movie, I don't even remember his name, but like he wasn't even like a big threat to us because we didn't see him as the villain that much. We saw maybe 10. He probably had 10 minutes of on-screen time, maybe even less. I'm bad with time, but probably less than that because the main assassin villain, there was only 30 minutes of assassin time and he only had like 5 or 10 minutes of screen time. So it was really like you don't get to understand that villain, and then you got to go back to the main time and have to deal with those villains who you don't know. Like I know right away Abstergo is Templar, and that's why they want the assassins, the Apple of Eden. I knew all of it, so like I wasn't lost. But when me and my sister watched it, and she has no idea what Assassin's Creed is, she just liked the idea of it, but she didn't understand when they found out that the Abstergo people are the bad guys, like the main bad guys of the movie. So I could totally see that because I didn't even figure like there was no big turning point for like them being the villains now because I've always known that they're the villains, so I never paid attention to it. Now maybe that was just my fault because I just didn't pay attention to it. Like the big revelation, like part of it, and that's the name of a game, of an Assassin's Creed game, but no pun intended. But I don't know if like they said it in a big way or not. I'm pretty sure they didn't because she would have caught it, but like that was kind of a way that you just don't make an Assassin's Creed movie and put 20 minutes of the assassins in it. Like if you're going for this movie and like in like all the like all the articles that I read about like Empire and like Sci-Fi or whatever, or like Entertainment Weekly, are just like tweets about it. It's like people are saying that they wanted to make an Assassin's Creed movie and make it a good movie, make it a good video game movie. And I was like, to do this, you just have to have it stressed out so hard because I really wanted them to spend a lot of time in the Spanish Inquisition because that's what makes Assassin's Creed popular. I will not stress that enough. The assassins are that's what they are. So when you give us the Templars in just like a dark room, it's just like not fun to watch. So the acting, I just like I just like merged those two. That was not a good segue. Okay, but now on to the acting. The acting was not it wasn't the worst. Michael Fassbender, he's a really good guy. I like him with Eric. I like him with everything. Talia al Ghul was in it. She was cool. Alfred was in it. He was good. And those are like your only characters. Like you never really saw anybody else. You know, just a couple other people. But it was so split up. You were so split up in like different time areas and different people that you couldn't keep up with these people. So like those are the three main people that you need to care about, and they did really good jobs acting, a really good job acting. But it's another situation where a movie has a bad plot but a great, it has a good heart, it's like somebody doing the bad thing, like, like Jesse Pinkman. If you guys have ever watched Breaking Bad, it's like a really rough comparison. Like he's a good guy, but he just like, that's what he knows how to sell blue meth. So like this movie, it has its assassins, it's right there, but it just was not done well. It just can't get back up from it. And already going into this, the Assassin's Creed movie was a video game. It was, the Assassin's Creed video games have been going on for a long time. And then, so it's a known video game. So people go in there saying, oh, video game equals Warcraft or any other video game movies, and they just automatically, like, have a shut down mind about it because it's like the DCEU. That's what I'm afraid for, because like the past 3 movies critics haven't liked. So people are just gonna go in just like, Zack Snyder directed it, we don't like it automatically. So I was just hoping for a good movie that I could argue with people with that said it was bad because it's a video game movie, but they didn't do it. We got like 20-30 minutes of the assassins, and they were so dope. They were just like, they were done really well. I like the weapons, and there were some cool Easter eggs like with Kana and Altair, and I think I saw Ezio at one point, but it's just they didn't do it well. They could have done it a lot better. They could have, like I said in my past reviews, that if I sometimes think, I sit in the theater and I think, I could have come up with a better way to do this, and then I would say it, like in a video, I would say, this is the best way to do it. But if I didn't know, like, my last movie review, it was like, what movie was it? I forgot, but I was like, they could have done it better, but I don't know how, so I'm not going to go into it on them about how they could have made it better. But in this case, I do know how to make it better. it's the Assassins. Everybody likes the Assassins. That's what the movie's about. So if you really like the Assassin's Creed, go see it. It's not that bad. You'll like the Assassin's part. It's worth the $10. We paid $6.50 because it was like first showing or something. So it was like not that much money, and the Assassins were done really cool. The whole plot was just kind of, you'll get it if you're a video game player, if you played Assassin's Creed and you have a basic knowledge. But my sister, she liked it. She thought it was okay, and she has never even touched the video game in her life. So it will be okay. But don't take like your whole family to see it like over like the New Year's. If you guys are looking for a movie to go see, don't, because you'll just be disappointed. Go see something like Star Wars or something, because everybody can like Jen and Cassian and K2. So go see that. But Assassin's Creed is really cool if you have like $10 extra to go see it and you like Assassin's Creed. Like there's a bunch of variables because you have to really be into it to like this movie. But just go see it. I don't care. It was good. I liked the acting. The plot was bad. The assassins were cool. The plot just ruined it. It wasn't there because it was split up. It's like Call of Duty right now. You have Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare. The viewership is divided and the community is divided, and it's just not good right now for the community of COD. So that's just what the Assassin's Creed movie was. It was split up between the old days and the new days, and it just wasn't. They couldn't find what the movie was trying to be, is what I'm trying to say. So that's pretty much it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe, because new videos are coming in 2017 and it's going to be so awesome. And I'm going to get a new light because this one, I don't know, this thing just, it just ruins the video for me, like when I'm editing it. So like it's just like boom, like you can't see all my cool graphic novels or manga or like pop figures. But that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like. Tell me in the comments what you thought about it, or what you think you will think about it if you haven't seen it. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.